All right, thank you for staying with us. Now let's see what's making rounds on the front pages this morning. Time for newspaper review.
Now, newspaper reviewer Chukudi Okoli Ubaja is in the studio and is already making me smile this beautiful morning.
Thank you, Juma. The feeling is mutual.
It's mutual.
Hello,
Victor is jealous.
How are you doing?
Well, I'm well, and the feeling between us is also
There was
mutual.
some hesitation. You're not very sure you're well.
Well, I wanted to say not good to see you, but anyway, good to see you.
Good to see you. Start,
Good morning, Victor. How are you doing?
All right, thank you.
You're
Welcome.
a great guy any day.
All right, let's begin with the Daily Trust. And the only story I see here is reading insecurity. Over 180 schools shut in North. And that story spreads across pages 3, 4, and 5. All right, and to the leadership we go. Above the nameplate, reactions as Kano governor demands police commissioner's removal is on page 4. Oil union suspends strike, urges Dangote refinery to honor agreement is on page 4 also. And on page 26, rift in PDP over Akwa Ibom executive dissolution. And I think that's about it from the leadership. Jumai?
Yeah, I have the blueprint and this Nigerian newspaper. Let me begin with the blueprint. And just below, above the masthead of the blueprint, recommit yourself to unity, national development. NOA charges Nigerians. You find the details on page 9. And below the masthead, more opposition governors set to join APC. That's attributed to the Senate President Godswill Akpabio. And Business Nigeria. Nigeria's reserves hit 6-year high on 5.28 billion second quarter 2025 surplus. You find the details on page 23. And on sports, under 20 World Cup, Flying Eagles seek redemption against Saudi Arabia. Details on page 32. Now let's come to the headlines. FG brokers Dangote refinery, Pengerson peace deal, union suspends strike. Refinery to redeploy reabsorbed workers. Details on page 8. And a side piece of the picture story. 2027, Lukman cries over hijack of ADC structures. Urges El Rufai others to stop the madness. Find the details on page 8. And in Benue, anxiety trails Remi Tinubu's 1 billion Yelwata IDPs lifeline. With riders, we suffer neglect. First Lady's intervention, our only hope. We're taking care of them. Report on disbursement to be presented to Governor Ali soon. That's coming from the committee. And 6 killed in Jato Akagan duel. Find the details all on page 14 and page 8. At the bottom plate, no project will be abandoned under Tinubu's watch. That's coming from the Secretary to Government Akume. Page 10. Kogi Mons as boat mishap death toll rises to 26. And details on page 15. And Kwara killings, Pan-Yoruba groups write UN allege genocide. Details on page 15. Let's quickly go to this Nigerian newspaper and by the side piece of the masthead, Pengerson suspends strike after FG's intervention. And the headlines, visas anxiety over Nigerian applicants over US shutdown. You find the details on page 4. And Greater Nigeria, Tinubu's building blocks. You can see the graphic illustration there. You can go to this Nigerian newspaper to know what it's talking about, what it's all about. Mr. Chooks?
Thank you, Juma. The Yelwata story, the plea is let them not just disburse fairly and judiciously, but to disburse promptly. You know, some people would spend a lot of money on burying their parents. when they die. You go to check how they looked after them when they were living, and you say, God forbid, well, it's not exactly the same case here, but if we want to reduce the misery of people, the agony of people, in the Yelwater, on the Yelwater access, the earlier we act on that 1 billion that came from the initiative of the First Lady, the better. It's very important. We are happy that Dangote and Pengassin have reached. Yes, these things will happen. I put out stuff on social media. I said Pengassin should be careful. It is not exactly like going on strike when NNPCL had a. This is private business. It's not exactly the same thing. Look at what happened now. The 800 people sacked but reabsorbed have been redeployed because there is fear that, look, where they are might not be safe for the... You understand? So these are some intricate issues that people have to build in. Unionization is guaranteed by the Constitution. Freedom of assembly, association, they solidly back unionization. But the man will tell you, or rather the company, let's leave Dangote alone. The company will tell you that $20 billion is not my money you pick up on the...
It's not my money.
Do you understand? So these are issues people have to weigh. Because at a point, the man might decide, let me not employ Nigerians, let me get expatriates to do it. He will pay more money.
That's within his rights.
That's it. So we have to be careful, But I am happy.
Yeah, but there are limits.
But I am happy.
Yeah, I know there are limits.
Yes.
There are limits.
There's a quota. Fine. I am happy that the strike has been called off. Let us see it as something we learn from. 188 public schools shut down due to insecurity in northern Nigeria, attacks on villages by bandits. First of all, let us remember, in journalism, you must differentiate between an investigated story and a story that has attribution. Attribution means this was disclosed by the minister, this was said by the minister, there's a source. But this is investigation by Daily Trust. So let us pray that it is quite a clinical. They did a very good job.
I love investigative journalism. Yesterday,
no, I'm not castigating
I was watching BBC yesterday, and the investigative, report on the police, by the journalists it was breaking news.
No. BBC, it's actually my first class.
It was so detailed,
It's robust journalism.
Yes.
It's journalism that does not pander or plead because there's social media. When people say social media, when you need news, you just go to social media. Social media does not verify.
It doesn't.
They take their camera, see 5 prostrate bodies on the road, and they say 5 people have died in an accident. 3 of them could still be breathing. We journalists are the ones who test out how they got to the hospital, and 3 got revived.
Just like Victor's investigative report on the passport
I've seen 2 by him.
Yeah,
Victor,
awesome.
No vex, so this is what they talk about. I know me now. This guy is good.
Good. Awesome.
So we too can be better than BBC.
Yes.
It's in the attitude. It's in the belief. But then, if Victor can only have 2 meals in a day, I don't know how.
I actually eat 2 meals in a day. That's what I eat.
So journalists need to be well padded.
Well padded for them to bring that kind of report,
but we love our job.
It's
a great job.
We do. And then let's talk about this visa anxiety among Nigerian applicants over the shutdown. U.S. shutdown is still ongoing. The U.S. government is down completely.
But that's not peculiar. That's not peculiar to Nigeria.
No, the visa. I'm talking about visas. Anxiety among Nigerians.
Yes.
Applicants.
Anxiety will there. America is the first destination of every other country, so to speak. But you see, the whims and caprices of President Trump, you have to learn to build them into your system so you don't get unnecessarily hypertensive. I'm sure that within the next 1 month, you'll hear something that is a little more favorable.
Yeah.
The man, somebody said, he drops down chaos and begins to try to make some kind of order, you know, from it. I don't know whether that's true, but it's just something somebody said.
Yeah, somebody said. And we're glad the train service is back.
Oh, sure. They are having the resumption,
Yes.
I think today or
Yesterday.
Yesterday,
first
fine.
Independence Day.
I like the quick return. That means that the malfunction that occasioned the derailment, thank God nobody died, has been
fixed.
rectified, fixed.
But it's also...
Let us show. We might not have an ambulance reach a patient within 10 minutes. We're not in the UK or US, but we can show that promptness can be reasonably built into our system of running things.
Exactly.
It's very important.
But that also calls for, you know, making plans to have an alternative track so that when one has an issue, it doesn't shut down the route. You could just switch while you fix, and then it opens up that access. It makes it, you know, you could move more people. I don't know. I'm just thinking.
Engineer Victor, I'm almost believing him, you know. But please, you have a very valid point, Victor.
Yeah.
Let's not play it down, you know.
Let's not play it down,
So
exactly.
that's a very good one. Alternatives always broaden the life and make it sweeter. Broaden one's life and make it sweeter. So the more we have alternatives, whether it's in energy or sector or whatever, wherever it is, the better for us. Livelihoods are more assured in terms of buoyancy, you know.
And in Kano, the governor is demanding the police commissioners remove.
You know, when I saw that
sure
story,
what?
and they tell you that the governor is the #1 security.
That was
chief
exactly
of
what
the-
he said, actually, in his speech.
Well, he can't redeploy a commissioner. He's asking, you know, so it's almost tongue-in-cheek when you say that the governor is the chief security officer of his state.
Because he didn't attend Independence Day.
You know, well, I'm not even interested so much
Well, he
in what
might-
caused it. I am saying, is the governor really the chief security officer of his state
No,
if he
no,
has
no.
to ask for the redeployment of
Yes,
the, you know? But I'm sure that when
That's why they are,
state
you know,
police
advocating
eventually
for state police so that
comes,
they can have more control over
the Fintiri is against it. I read some bit about it, you know.
state police.
Yes, I think so.
Of course, it has always
Some governors
divided.
are not down with it.
It has always divided opinion.
No, of course,
Some
yes.
governors are not.
You know, there's many opinions as there are people in this country. You know, there's one pastor said, this church, if you have three, let me not name the particular denomination. If you have 3 of them, you have 12 different opinions. So each person has 4.
So
Some societies are like that, you know. That's it.
so on that
We should thank you.
laughing note, we jejely tell you.
I think he's earned himself a cup of coffee.
Yes, a cup of coffee.
Please go
So
get
we
one.
jejely allow
I'll
you
tell
to
the
go.
producer
Where
to
is
make
my
one
cup?
available.
Is that not yours?
Mr. Chooks,
Your work is done. Have
Thanks
a
so
good
much
day.
He's speaking fraudulently.
so we'll take a break now.
guys.
When we return, our conversation on Nigeria-China bilateral engagement will begin. Don't go away.